I'm going to be talking about 5 reasons why you may not be getting well. And I want to warn you up front that some of them are a little hard to hear, and just stay with me until the end because I'm going to give you some solutions that could be really helpful for you. And also to remind you that I've gone through this myself. I had over a dozen illnesses, multiple traumas, sexual, physical, emotional abuse. I've drowned, I was struck by lightning. And I have dealt with so much adversity in my life, and I still am going on. And so these are some things that really, really helped me. So stick with me and maybe get a cup of tea or get some water and listen to what I have to say. I'm Dr. Meg Haworth. I'm a transpersonal psychologist and a holistic nutritional chef. And I help women survivors of abuse to heal the connection between abuse and trauma and illness and how that shows up in the body. I work with the psychoenergetics of that, so the psychological and energetic reasons in the human energy system, the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that may be stuck in your field, and help you to release those. So, let's get started. Now, the first reason, this reason actually was introduced to me 28 years ago, 1997 or whatever that was, when I started to really look into healing, 1995, 6, 7, somewhere in there. And I started to listen to the work of Dr. Carolyn Mace, and she helped me so much. And she had this wonderful series called Why You're Not Getting Well and How You Can, something like that. And one of the things that she said that was really hard for me to hear, and I'm going to lead with this one because this was significant, and it could be significant for you, is that your sickness is giving you some sort of payoff. And I know for me it was when I started to really look at that honestly, it was getting me attention. And in my upbringing, I was the invisible daughter, and I couldn't figure that out for many, many years until actually a boyfriend pointed it out to me in my 40s, that I was just not seen. I wasn't seen, I wasn't heard, I wasn't acknowledged, understood. And so I was getting a lot of attention for my illnesses, and I was finally getting attention, and I really, really wanted that and revered that. And so when I was really honest with myself, I was able to see how I was trying to get attention. And that really helped me to explore the reasons why. It helped me to release that energy from my system, that need to have some sort of validation and to receive validation from a whole different realm of thinking instead of from what was wrong with me, to learn to absorb compliments, to receive goodness, to receive love coming my way, which was something I was not very good at all. And so I know that's a hard one to hear, but please stay with me because I have some other things that I really want you to listen to. So the next reason that you may not be getting well, that you might want to pay attention to, is that you're focusing on what's wrong with you. And this kind of piggybacks on what I just said. Focusing on what's wrong with you instead of focusing on the best parts of you. And this is really hard, especially if you're an empath, a sensitive, and an intuitive, and you grew up in an abusive environment. This can be very difficult, or you had some abuse, even if your environment was loving and helpful, and you had some abuse that happened outside of the home. This can really have significant impact on you. But you'll be focusing on what's wrong with you. And I think we're kind of designed this way at first so that those emotions, those thoughts, feelings, beliefs, those negative core beliefs and those negative emotions can lead us into discovering who we really are, that they can be the way showers for us to help us get better, to help us get well. And so when you start to focus on the best parts of yourself, the first exercise I give my clients is to make a list of of those things and start to recognize them in yourself. And if you can't do it, and I knew I couldn't do it at first, ask somebody who loves you dearly what they love about you and have them reflect to you what those things are, and then start to recognize them. And also the things that you recognize in other people that you love about them. Those are reflections of you, or you wouldn't be able to see them. So start letting that kind of feeling, that information in, and remind yourself of the best parts of yourself so that you're refocusing your attention. And I can tell you it's really hard when you're in a tremendous amount of pain and you're really sick and you can't get out of bed. I have been there. This is something that I help my clients with overcoming, because it's a hard one. A lot of these are difficult, but they are so powerful. When you start to get this as your habit, it becomes your daily emotional go-to. It becomes peace, it becomes love, it becomes kindness, caring, understanding, trust. All these wonderful qualities become your go-to versus the guilt, the shame, the fear, the sorrow. It doesn't mean you don't ever feel those things anymore, because it's a part of life, and there's healthy guilt, there's healthy anger, there's healthy fear and sorrow. If you feel those emotions, good. You're healthy to have those. But when it becomes toxic to the system because it's coming from past experiences. Okay, so the number 3 reason why you may not be getting well is that your energy is really located in past traumas and past abuse experiences. And one of the ways that you know this is true is that you might be having panic attacks. You might be having a constant feeling of fear that something's going to go wrong, or you're going to be hurt somehow, or you may feel frozen. You might be in fight, flight, or freeze mode, and you're aware that you're in that space and in that energy. And so those are things that let you know that you're in those past experiences, and that you can release those. And there are multiple ways to do that. And I do recommend traditional psychotherapy. But if you feel like you've hit a wall with traditional psychotherapy and you're just spinning in your story, then the work that I do may be really helpful for you, to help you release the energy from the energy field. The thoughts, feelings, and negative core beliefs that are stuck in your field can really, really be helpful for you. So if you are in past experiences, the idea is we want to get you more in present time, and we do that through emotional release therapies. And there's all kinds of ones to do. Mine's a somatic psychotherapeutic model. But it's gentle. And this is really important because there are a lot of energy release processes that will wreck you for weeks. I've done them. I know how this feels. And it's not necessary to be so drained from releasing your energy, from releasing that emotional energy, from releasing the shame, the fear, the pain, the sorrow, the guilt. So just know that up front. Okay, and then number 4 is that you're an empath, you're a sensitive, and that also means that you're an intuitive. And so you're absorbing in other people's emotional state. You may have absorbed some of the emotional state of your abuser. So it's almost like a double whammy where you've taken on their emotions, their thoughts, feelings, guilt, shame, and you've got your own on top of it. So you can feel very overwhelmed. You can feel like you're a full sponge of negative emotions and you don't know what to do with them. And you may be getting relief from therapy, and that's wonderful. Do it. Very, very important. As I was saying, you may be getting a lot of help from therapy, and that's wonderful. The point is to really find what works well for you, which leads me to number 5. And this, I think, is the core of all of it. And the most important piece of it is you're not listening to your own inner voice when it comes to the pathway that's going to help you heal. And that can be because you have so much emotional noise from trauma that you can't hear what your inner voice is trying to tell you. So you can't hear those intuitive insights. And you may feel really disconnected from your intuition, or you may be highly intuitive and you're overwhelmed by your intuition. If you're an empath and you're a sensitive, you're probably in this boat. So you're either going to feel that disconnect, or you're going to feel like way too connected, and that you just feel like it's empathy gone wild and you don't know how to manage this. And the key way to do that is to develop your intuition, learn to listen to your intuitive inner voice, because it is what will lead you to what is best for you. And so I call it listening on the inside. And I have a program that will help you do that. It's called Evolving Intuition, Building Self-Trust for Life. Now it's for coaches, therapists, healers, empaths, sensitives. And I recognize that a lot of empaths and sensitives and intuitives are also in the healing arts. And so if you're in the healing arts, or you want to get into the healing arts, and you're at this place in your development where you feel like you really need help with everything that I've just talked about, and you understand that there is a connection between your illness and your trauma and how you're sitting in that energy because you're not quite sure how to release it, then this could be completely right for you. And you can also work with me one-on-one. I use my whole person integration technique. I have a great video on my channel about this that you can reference, and so you can learn more about that. That helps you to release the emotional energy that's caught in the field and the negative core beliefs that are also caught in your field. Talk to me about either thing or both things, because a lot of my clients will work with me one-on-one and then they'll go right into my intuitive development program, or they'll do them simultaneously. So to work with me, either in my program or one-on-one, then you just click the link below in the description and in the comments to book a free call with me so that we can talk about what your needs may be. And so I can meet you where you are and help you with transcending this association between your illness and your traumas and past experiences. And even if you're not feeling sick, your body will remember the experiences, and it's usually just a matter of time, especially if you're an empath and you're a sensitive and an intuitive. It's a matter of time before these things start to surface for you physically. So please feel free to make some comments in the comments below. You can add your own tips, the things that you've been through that you would have added to this video if you had done the video yourself, or any suggestions for future videos and anything you want to have help with. Just put them in the comments below. Ask questions. I will check them and answer them the best I can. I like to be really accessible to people to help them. This is a very unique way of healing and a unique way of getting well. So thank you so much for listening. I'm Dr. Meg Haworth, and I hope that this information will help you get well now.